It is a great satisfaction to greet you again. I hope you and your pet are well. Today we will talk about the following. Cancer in dogs, chemotherapy options. Cancer is a very scary diagnosis to hear about your beloved dog. Cancer is the leading cause of death in dogs over 7 years of age. Fortunately, there are many potential treatment options to help your dog have the best quality of life for as long as possible. Let's talk more in depth. 1. What is chemotherapy? Chemotherapy uses drugs to attack cells that grow and divide rapidly. This means that the drug can attack cancer, but it also attacks normal, healthy, rapidly dividing cells in the body, which can cause side effects. Chemotherapy is available in injectable and oral forms, and multiple medications are often used initially or when the cancer returns. Injectable chemotherapy is administered in the veterinary clinic and is often administered in less than an hour. Some options must be given much more slowly and may take part of the day to complete treatments. These injections are usually repeated weekly or every few weeks, depending on the type of cancer being treated and the protocol being used. Oral chemotherapy pills are available to treat some forms of cancer. This is a good option as your pet can be given the medication at home and only needs to come to the clinic every few weeks or so for progress checks and blood work checks. The length of chemotherapy treatment may vary. It all depends on the type of cancer being treated, the exact chemotherapy protocol being used, and how well your dog responds to the treatment. 2. How do I know if my dog's cancer will respond to chemotherapy? Chemotherapy is usually used in cancers that have already spread, no longer a single tumor, or if the dog has other health problems and is not a good candidate for surgical removal of the primary tumor. Blood tests, cytology, flow cytometry, and biopsies are common tests needed to diagnose the form of cancer present and determine how aggressive it is. Not all forms of cancer respond to chemotherapy and not all chemotherapy drugs treat the same types of cancer, so a diagnosis is necessary before starting treatment. Once your pet has been diagnosed with cancer, chest and abdominal X-rays, MRIs, or ultrasounds are done to see if the cancer has spread. Cancers detected early that are low-grade tend to respond better to treatment. 3. Side effects of chemotherapy treatment for dogs. Dogs are typically given a lower dose than humans for cancer treatment, so side effects are usually mild in comparison. Many dogs have absolutely no side effects. Since chemotherapy drugs attack rapidly dividing cells, cells in the gastrointestinal tract and bone marrow are often affected as well. This means your dog may develop low red and white blood cell counts, leading to lethargy and an increased risk of infections. You may also have a lack of appetite or vomiting and diarrhea that may last a few days after treatment. Fortunately, there are medications that help reduce nausea, improve appetite, and control diarrhea in dogs receiving chemotherapy treatment. Most side effects related to the gastrointestinal tract only last 2 or 3 days after treatment. Dogs rarely lose their hair during chemotherapy treatment. They may lose their whiskers. Sometimes hair grows back in a different color. 4. Are there chemotherapy alternatives for my dog? Not all veterinarians administer chemotherapy in their clinics. Fortunately, there are veterinary oncology specialists who have the latest information, safe medication handling equipment, specially trained technicians, and more to help provide your dog with the necessary treatments. Surgical removal of a single tumor is usually the treatment of choice and can be curative in many cases. Chemotherapy is usually used for cancers that have already spread, for tumors in locations that cannot be removed, or for patients who cannot tolerate anesthesia. Radiation therapy can also be used. This involves directing a beam of radiation directly at the cancer site and requires anesthesia. Immunomodulation therapies for some specific types of cancer, such as bone cancer. These treatments direct the dog's own immune system to attack cancer cells. It is a pleasure to inform you and help you. If you have not subscribed to the channel, you should do it now. Take care of yourself and your furry friend. A hug, and until the next video.